Alright, we in here. We about to do this. I usually don't do it this way, but I am going to do it with this one. We got the BK31 mold here, both halves, and usually I just put it together and mold it and just let it be how it is going to come out. But I want to ensure that all these clay bits and everything gotten taken out and all that. So I'm going to brush in a little latex on this first. And that's going to ensure, I'm opening my bucket here, that's just going to ensure that the latex itself gets put in all the nooks and crannies and all that mess. And there's no air bubbles or anything like that. Because when you pour it and let it rise up and stuff, sometimes it creates air bubbles. And when it does that, that can be a bad thing. And I got to swap out brushes because I got this old brush here. And I'm getting a new brush here. And over here. And here. Get this bucket and just start brushing in some latex right here. And get it, make sure I get in this ear part right here where this part was repaired. And I'm going to brush in all the details. And this is a little bit thicker latex too. And I'm going to brush in all the details where they are. I want a nice good coating all around here. Like I said, this is not normal practice, but I want to make sure to get everything covered. So on the surface, it's got really good coverage for all that. And then the latex that gets poured in behind will get in there and cling to this latex being brushed in. And go in here and get all these cracks and crevices and everything like that. And fill them up. Get the ears and everywhere. And I've got a latex. This is the ones I use for the body parts. So this is a little bit older as far as the latex that I have. I've got a brand new bucket over there that will account for the pour itself. Like I said, I'm just brushing this in to make sure I capture all these details and areas and everything that need to be covered. And I want them to get good coverage. And solid, nice latex to be covered much like those body pieces are. So I'll brush it to where there's no stone showing. Right here. I'll brush it right there. There may be a little bit of a flange, but like I said, I can trim that. That won't be a problem. I just want to make sure this gets a good coating brush on it. And I really want to fill this nose up a little bit. Make sure that gets, because there's a lot of detail in there. In these places where there's a lot of detail. Like these cracks and scars and all that stuff. Okay. And get the front half done. set that aside, and we'll put the we'll move this, and we'll move this over here, and we'll put this right here. For a second. Move that over here. Put this one up, brush this up, and then I'll put it together. Seal it up. And we'll go to town on the pour. Now what I'm going to do, as far as putting it together, I'm going to bandage it together. That's how I kind of make this stick. Bandage it. And that's what I think is going to happen here with this. We're going to brush this all up. Make sure all this is covered. I might be covering some parts that don't need to be covered. In other words, the outside flange areas. Like I said, I just want to make sure that this is really well done as far as the details and all that stuff. So if it does get a little sticky, well, not sticky, but it does have a little bit of a flange, no problem. I'm going to trim that off. But like I said, this is going to be one that's put together, it's going to be poured, and it's going to sit overnight. Usually like 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. I'm like, nope, I'm going to let this sit overnight because I want it to become thick, because this latex can dwell for as long as it needs to. But what we're going to do is put this together right here. And when we put it together like this, let's take a look and make sure there's no leaks. It seams together nicely, and it does. And I'm going to clamp that down. This is where I'm going to take further latex and brush that seam right there, because you can see a little bit where it needs to be brushed in. Just a little bit. Clamp that down and brush this flat across there, and brush this flat across there. There we go. And it's just all covered. I'm hoping does not dry out and come away. But what we're going to do is we're going to fill this up. So fill this up. Now what I got to do to seal this, I'm going to put plaster bandages around the side. I could clamp it with a rope, a strap, but I'm not going to trust just a strap on this. So I'm going to lay it down right here like this. I will get a strap. I got a bungee cord. I got a mold strap. Mold strap right there. I very rarely use these things, but I'm also going to do plaster bandage, but I think I'll see if this mold strap fit on here. It will. It'll fit. Let's do the bandages first. Okay. So what we're going to do, get the bucket over here. That down. Get things bandages here. Bucket of water. That's my bucket for the water. Oh, I need my bucket with water. I got the water. I just need the bucket. I need a bowl or something. I got a bowl right here. Here we go. We'll just use this. The bowl that I would use clay in, I would melt down my clay and put it in this bowl. And what I'm going to do is use these plaster bandages here and take your strips and go around and adhere them to this. So not only does it keep the mold together, but it will ensure there's no leaks around this mold. Okay? I'll rub that all around right there. I'll put double layers on there. And then I'll put the mold strip on there too. Now I had reservations about putting this or taking it apart because it was so well locked in. But I had to show you guys how well the mold was made insofar as the being able to take it apart, put it back together and all that. So and I'm just taking this and putting this bandage right here flat up against this mold. And that way it will ensure that there's no latex leakage, boy. So I usually do this anyway, for the fact that, like I said, I want to make sure that this is a good, solid, non-leaking mold. And it does lock together very nicely. It looks a little rough because the fact is it's a one-time pour. So that way it's a trash mold. It depends on how good the initial pour is. If I pull it and there's a bunch of clay bits that come out and it distorts the details. Okay, whatever's on the roof, I'll stop that. Squirrels or something out there playing and crap. I don't know what that is. I'm going to put another layer in here just to double reinforce this and make sure this is going to dry. And when this dries in a couple of hours, is when I will fill it with the latex. And I'm putting 2 strips, they're double folded. So this is actually 4 layers of bandage on here, right along the seam line and around it. Plus a mold strap, so like I said, there's no leaks in it whatsoever. Of course, critics will say, well, if there's no mold, it wouldn't leak, and blah, 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 blah. I know that. But this is for a friend. This is not my personal thing. So I'm making duly sure that I have everything done properly for a trash mold. This is just a one-time thing. So there we go. I'm going to ensure this is all locked in really well and sealed it up. So no latex would want to leak out. That's also why I brushed the inside. To ensure that would not happen. I think I've got my roller now. There's something clear that I should be using. I did put it off to the side somewhere. Not enough. These photos. Nope. 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 Well, I'll end up finding it later. There we go. We got a good seal going around here that's going to lock this in. And you can tell by looking inside, there is no leakage whatsoever. You can't see any air. Okay? So I'll put the mold strap on. And we will have this, caught up in here. And this mold strap is to keep it from leaking when the latex goes in. So son of a bitch, I forgot how to do this shit. Pull it back like that. And hold it. Make sure that locks in shut. Been so long I've used one of these things, I've forgotten how to do it. There we go. I've got it strapped back. Okay. I'm going to take this, put it on the floor over here by the buckets. I'm going to set this up. Got that right here. And we're going to pour latex in here. Oh, well, I'm more eager to dry it. I have a brand new bucket of latex here. And this is the thing. Get this poured up and pour in. A nice high pour slowly and fill this up. Go right up to the tippy top. Put that bucket right down there in front of it. Put the cap on the bucket. Let that sit overnight. Alright, so there we go. Let that sit overnight. I'll come out, pour it out, put it in front of this fan, and let it dry out. And there we go. That's how you do it.